Bookaroo, when we had a child come in at in the evening, when we set up, it's a very small team, so it's us only. So we're setting up, which means we are um, working through the day and through the night sometimes. So at night, like no lights, just a few floodlights too at the points where some construct or whatever we are setting up something. A scooter comes with a Sikh gentleman and two children. He's saying that they got a letter from school that the program starts at 11 and it was 11 at night. So he said it's tomorrow morning. I said, okay, Venki, at least one family is coming the next day. The children's bookstore, there has to be life in it. So the children feel, kicked about coming to that space. They should feel comfortable and free enough to pick up books of their choice from the shelves without being told what to read. And in doing all this, we have to obviously empower them with information. How do you do that? So when these authors and illustrators come and talk to children and talk about the creation of the book or what went into the story, the kind of the research, or sometimes even talk about their own childhood experiences, that kind of creates an excitement around books. And that was what we were aiming to achieve in the bookshop. And when we were doing that, as Venkatesh just said, we realized that there was quite a bit of hunger, not just for children, even for parents. With the support of other publishers and authors, we realized there was, an opportunity to create something bigger. So in the beginning, we thought it would be probably a one-day event where, we will gather. Rather than have that one-hour event in the bookshop, we could probably have a longish day of just, things to do with books. So that's how Bookaroo started. But then from the first year itself, it was a 2-day affair. In the beginning, there were mindsets that had to be broken because people thought it was something to do with education and that children have to come from school in a bus. Not that they don't, but that is not the only way of attending. Parents were allowed. It is a non-ticketed event. So anybody can come in, and it is also by age. Now you may ask, why did we do it that way? It's simply that when we talk about children's books, just like in a bookshop, we'll say it's at that corner. Children's book section is on that side. But in a Eureka, you'll find it by age, because every child goes through a certain reading experience and goes to the next level. We don't bind it by age. We don't say that you have to read this book at this age, but general guidance or a general, comprehension abilities, etc. taking into account, we kind of let the shelves flow in from one age to another age like that. Similarly, with the programs, we give a guided kind of age. Let's say 4 to 6 year olds are busy doing this, 6 to 8 year olds are busy doing that, like that. And so through the day, we have various events.
But the word went out, and it was all mostly word of mouth.
Yeah.
And in the first event itself, we had some 3,000 children and parents coming in. So that was the big encouragement for us.
My name is Vihan. So today I've come to Bookaroo. I've been here a couple of times, but so far this has been my best experience. So I've just come out from a session of spooky stories, and I think I'll buy the book as well. It's a very lovely place to be with a lot of literature and learning. It's a lot of fun.
See, the biggest support came from the publishers, because if they hadn't supported us, we wouldn't have been able to start off in the first place. The publishers, the sponsors, and the arts councils, because we have a lot of international authors and speakers coming into our Bookaroo. So that's, and support from family in the sense that they came to the festival, which was a big support.
Sometimes I feel very, very privileged, or feel very lucky that sometimes even book launches are planned around Bookaroo. They say that, okay, this book is, then we'll launch it at Bookaroo. Sometimes advanced copies are printed just so that, they can catch the Bookaroo date and bring the author in from another city and launch that book. First year, this is because why I say about Jaipur is, it's not Delhi. They don't know, they don't see us, like we don't have a bookshop there. So we are going once a year. And they had actually written out letters for authors. One particular book club, they had written out letters for authors, and it wasn't a formal book club. It was only an apartment complex where a lady had taken the initiative after seeing Bookaroo to start a reading program in the apartment complex. They'd all come with roses for us and letters for the speakers who were going to speak. So this is something that these are things that you cannot measure in terms of money or anything like that. Yeah.
All these big support. And the biggest reward possibly is that at 5:30 when the event ends, the children don't want to go back home. They want to extend further.
In fact, I remember one incident in Jaipur. This was the first year in Jaipur, and they hadn't had something like this for children. So we were doing it at the Jawahar Kala Kendra, which has beautiful premises, you know. So they have a lovely auditorium and Krishna, you know, and that amphitheatre. Beautiful place. And we, as organizers, of course, when we finish the festival on a day, we have to kind of gather all our stationery. It's a children's festival, you see, so there's a lot of stationery, paper, all of that. So we and our volunteers are gathering everything, and there is this child who's literally, I remember the scene that she's pulling the mother and saying, "नहीं, अभी भी कुछ हो रहा है उसके अंदर, आप चलो ना." It's us actually. We were just gathering. We were on our, you know, on our fours and collecting crayons and all on the floor, and the mother is saying, "Please tell her that you are not performing. You're just, you know, picking up stationery." So I said, "Please come back tomorrow." I mean, it gives me goosebumps even now to think.